Hi, my name is Jean-Paul Weaver. I'm a Haitian American, currently living in Taipei, Taiwan. And I was a professional contemporary dancer for about 10 years in the United States. And I'm currently the acting administrative director for Espace Chargoua, which is another art center in Jacmel, Haiti. So my class is essentially based in this idea of history, this very rich history in Haiti, where my ancestors were taken from Africa and brought to Haiti. Our culture was banned, our dances and practices were banned, and the punishment for practicing our culture was death. We would be killed if we were caught practicing our culture. Researching different things, I came across different historic documents, and I learned that one of the early slaveholders talked about how Haitians, he had never seen people who were so excited about dance. And what my ancestors did was they took those dances and then they created new dances by fusing those dances with our African dances. And so you can see elements of our history being documented through our dances. So the idea of a contemporary Vodou folklore class is kind of contradictory, some would say, because Vodou folklore is more that it's meant to be a reflection of the past, and it's meant to stay as it is. And I started to realize a lot of the elements of Vodou folklore, the dances, the way that people would fall into the floor and roll out of the floor, a lot of these elements could be seen in American modern dance and American contemporary dance. And in fact, some of those movements that were seen to be very revolutionary within the American concert dance scene were actually being pulled from places like Haiti and being fused with more of a Western lens. So looking at the history and understanding that my ancestors used dance to document their experiences, this class is a reflection of my experience having to seek out my culture. And I use Yanvalou technique, which is a dance that comes from the Yoruba tribe on the west coast of Africa. And those people were brought to Haiti, and they preserved that dance even though they risked their lives in doing such. So for me, I take this Yanvalou fluid movement, and then maybe I take some ballet shapes and move in and out of that, just as my ancestors did with the minuet and the waltz and the other French dances that they were taught. They took that and then they created a new story with it. I'm talking about the continuum of storytelling that documents our experiences through what I would call a genetic memory, because these dances have been performed in many contexts since before time that we can remember. So when we invoke these dances, I'm remembering my ancestors, but then also bringing their stories into more of a futuristic lens that's based in their stories. So for this class, it's mostly about the spine and moving through the spine. And the spine is the source of all the movement in your body anyways. And Yanvalou as a dance tells the story of the serpent spirits and the ocean. So it's about fluid, slow, articulate movement that's full of life. And it's kind of story, this dance tells a story of rebirth and rain and cycles of life. And there's a lot of prolific history behind this dance as well. We're saying how there's a theory that Haitians were able to withstand some of the most brutal forms of slavery in part because of this dance, because it's such a strengthening dance. The way that it strengthens your spine and gives you a nice supple and fluid spine, it strengthens your body so thoroughly that they could survive the conditions of one of the most horrific eras of slavery in the transatlantic slave trade, where people were being worked nearly to death, that their muscles would fall off their bones while they were working. So for me, being able to share these dances in Taiwan and share these stories of resilience and how we have held on to our identity through so much struggle, I think is something that's really important to share here in Taiwan. And also I think it's something that's a very invigorating and visceral experience that's enriching on an artistic level. And then we go into more contemporary movement where we explore different angles and levels and choreography as well.